Right, good evening everyone. Welcome to Ark Hilly, or not Ark Hilly anymore, sorry. That's going to take me a while to get used to. Welcome to Hilly stream on Tuesday night. Now, this is WAOF1. Of course it is. It's Tuesday night, so WAOF1. We're around of the season, and it's France full qualifying 50% race as always. And we are missing our championship leader tonight. Carsey is not with us. I mean, he's just not able to make it tonight. The worst hasn't happened. He's still with us in that sense. Yeah, it's a big thing, of course. So, right, I believe I'm getting reading for our interview. Give me a second, Reed, because I've got. I haven't actually shared it yet. I need to share the stream, otherwise people won't have the link. Just bear with me a moment. It's going to be a quick interview tonight, in a way. Right, here we go. Right, where is he? There he is. Doink, 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 doink. Hello, Reed. Hello. Alright, have you included your audio, please? Excellent. Right, well, hello. How are you? Ah, yeah, so hopefully you might have another one next week then, if it comes in time. Um, okay, just to alliterate on that for people watching, it's I understand you're having problems with is it upshifting? Yeah. Okay, so what actually happens then? Does it just not work? Is it do you have to so you press the button like the gear shifter thing and it just doesn't work or right? Okay. Sorry, the guys on the stream were saying they can't hear you, so I don't think have included your audio, mate. Um, Gonna tick the box at the top of the group chat of the party. Yeah. Uh, okay, it's ticked, and just make absolutely sure well, you wouldn't have that box if I hadn't done mine, so I must have done it. But I'll just double check in a way. Yeah, mine's definitely done. Okay. Um, right. Well, going on then. We'll carry on. Let's get something sorted. What about the championship, mate? How's it going for you? Good, good. I have to admit, yeah, you're not coming through on the stream for some reason. I've just tried listening to it myself and it's not coming through. I've got no idea if you've ticked your box and mine's ticked. It should be working. What else is there? Yeah, I definitely haven't got you muted or anything like that. You're definitely showing. Just say something for me a minute, mate. Anything? Yeah, your name's coming up and it's working. It's just not coming through on the stream for some reason. I've got no idea what that is. Um, yeah, usually it's Xbox that's playing up when that happens. Right. Okay. No, I'm not too sure, mate. To be honest, something's obviously not going right. But okay. No, I'll tell you what. We'll good luck for tonight. Hopefully, your wheel don't go too bad for you tonight, so you can at least finish the race. Hopefully, that would be, I guess, the goal tonight. With the problems and everything. So, yeah, hopefully that goes all right for you tonight, mate. But perhaps we could look at doing the interview next week when you might have a new wheel, and hopefully we can get the party to work. Oh, all right. No, no worries. Thank you for joining, mate. But just sorry it didn't work. But no worries. Thank you very much. I don't know if that's Reed that you perhaps could hear like it was in the background operator, or whether it's my dad because he's in the background here, so it could have been my dad instead. Um, but yeah, it clearly wasn't working properly, and say I've double checked. I've definitely got mine set up right, and Reed says this is definitely ticked. So I would suggest that it could be an Xbox problem. It wouldn't be the first time. So it's fine. We'll try it next week instead. Um, so just about a minute to go. We've got 19 at the moment. Who are we missing? It should be full. Okay, it's Soklovic, I believe, that we're missing. Right then. Okay. Sorry, we're just trying to sort something out in the Discord about potentially getting somebody else in just to fill that final seat. But the shout out has gone out to actually ready up. So they can go now. If somebody does join to fill that seat, they will join in qualifying. So right, there's the shout out again to ready up. Okay, anyway, we are going into round. I've forgotten what it is now. What round is it? 16 of the season at France. Important as well, as I say, no Carsey in the building. So let me just get to, where is it? Season 2. Driver standings, right. I mean, Carsey's not going to suddenly lose the lead in the championship because he's 134 points ahead of Reed, so who occupies P2, having knocked Whale out of that spot from last week. Whale is 5 points behind Reed. In third, Sainty already up to 255 and is 10 points behind Whale in P4. That's incredible considering the amount of races he's had to everybody else. Taylor doing very nicely this season in P6. Sorry, Daguna, I've missed you in P5. Both good seasons from those guys. Moomin slacking a little bit, if you ask me, in P7. Should be a bit higher up than that, but he's still there or thereabouts. He's on 216, so a couple of good results so he can move up. James OMG having a superb season in P8. Same as Junkie, P9. Baz, P10. Brilliant. Perhaps not the season for Racing J this year in P11. Obviously, he was challenging for the title last season. And Whoopi, who's not with us tonight either. Gaza, not having the best of seasons by his standards. Meat Brawl Reserve, so he's in P14. Oozers, P15, or sorry, Meatbur was a reserve for a long time before actually joining properly. So, yeah, there we go. Anyway, that's enough of the drivers. And constructors then. Alpine currently occupying P1, 51 points ahead of McLaren. Now, be honest, this is a massive chance for McLaren to close that gap with both Sainty and Moomin here tonight. It's a massive chance. Operator is here, of course, and I believe James Adams is filling in for Carsey. So, Operator and James Adams certainly capable of scoring good points, but if Sainty and Moomin do finish potentially both on the podium, could happen, then that's going to really tighten it up. So let's see. In a way, who has gone out? Somebody has. There is looks like an Alfa Romeo, I think. Alfa Romeo, is it Reed? It is! Man, we tried to have the interview with, but couldn't. He's out on track first. So I'll tell you what, as he does a good sport and did join to do the interview, but we couldn't, we'll definitely do the hilly hot lap with him instead. So I think that's fair. So just coming through. He's just finished sector 2 on his out lap. A lot of drivers out of mediums for first runs. Some of them still in the pits actually, but you know how close it's been in qualifying recently. Saying that every week at the moment, but it is like that, same as it is in PRF1 as well. When I do that on Fridays, it's exceptionally close in qualifying to actually get through to the next stage. So we've had some surprises recently. See who it is on the medium tyre as he comes into turn 1. Generally go through turns 1 and 2 in 5th gear. May drop to 4th during the race with the extra fuel on board. And the right-hander in 5th as well, down to 4th for both these corners, I'd imagine. To 5th for here to provide the extra grip by short shifting, and then up to 6th, 7th. Onto the straight, DRS, just there, the line we went across, open to head down to the chicane that's stuck right in the middle of the straight. Down to 4th, take loads and loads of curb, but you do have to be careful because it will yank the car over to the left if you hit it wrong. Get a good exit, open up the steering to take you all the way up this straight into the flat out right hander. At least in the dry, it would be a lift in the wet. And into this beautiful corner, as I've said many times in the past, my favourite corner of the season because it's unlike any other. And take that in 5th into this late apex now, down to 4th. Really hug the inside corner, but don't touch it because it's one of these that spin you around immediately. Then the right is fine to hug all the way up. In fact, you want to do that to take the path of least resistance. Keep it nice and close to the left on the left-hander so that you can open up the final corner. Open up the steering, DRS open. When you're finishing a lap, keep it over to the left because again, it's the shortest distance to the line. And that's a 31.1 from Reed, which on the medium tyre is a very nice lap indeed. But I guess it's the upshifted problem very much could affect him on the hot lap in qualifying, but I guess it's going to be more of a problem for him in the race if it becomes, if it starts happening too often. Here comes James Adams helping. It's a line also on the medium tyre, 132.5, goes P4 for the moment. Lots of drivers crossing the line close together now. Also close together, I wonder if we're expecting rain. I'm trying to find that Haas that's... Oh well, I'll go with the Ferrari. Oh no, Ferrari is Gaza, but he's invalidated. McLaren is Sainty, so we'll go with him. Sainty's teammate Moment, currently up in P6, having done his first time on the medium tyre as well. Otherwise, so much interest in doing medium tyre runs first. I'm not sure about that. It's 130.8 from Sainty on the soft tyre, a few tenths ahead of Reed. But Reed used the mediums, so but that should be good enough in a way for Sainty to get through. I expect Reed's is as well. Same for Whale. They're still invalidated, so either he's invalidated again or he invalidated both laps. Meatball coming around to start a lap, so let's go with him and watch a full lap of Meatballs in the Mercedes. Nicely through turns 1 and 2. Keep it over to the left. Don't go as far as to touch the sausage curb part, but or the raised curb part, but do keep it over to the left just to widen out the angle of entry. Makes it much less likely that you'll invalidate. Reed retires in the pits from Q1. So I think he's safe on that, 31-1. I don't think there's any worries on that. Expecting a pole time to be in the 29s tonight, so I'm really not sure how far into the 29s, but that's where I'm expecting us to go. And as you can see the Meatball keeping it out to the right. It's really throw the car into the left-hander. And that's 31.6 for Meatball. It's a P4 on the medium tyres. Racing J has gone P3 on the medium tyres and 31.6 as well. Anybody else? Gaza is out doing another lap. It's a bit too wide on the right-hander. As James Adams gets a 5-place grid penalty for blocking. Sainty retires in the pits. That's not ideal for the Alpine. It's a 32.7 from Gaza, which puts him only in P13. So we may well see Ferrari man coming out again on a set of softs. James Adams then, illegal blocking on whoever it was, but we'll see him drop 5 places for the start of the race. And then Taylor, still in the drivers, having a very nice season. It's strange how different people take it, isn't it? I use 5th in that right-hander and just sort of engine brake through it, but it's slightly different. Very calm, collected lap this one. Wouldn't be enough to see him through though. 132.5. I'm not sure. Well, Gaza, I said, needs to go again. He's on a 32.7, so I wouldn't be inclined to say that a 32.5 is good enough, to be honest. We're in this line, I presume, to start a lap. Go with him. turn 2 there is it's about being able to get on the power as you go through the corner. Carry as much speed as you can onto the straight, but it is difficult to do. A little bit too much power, you end up running wide and invalidating. Catch a little bit too much curb on the inside, you end up spinning. So, in Q1, you are likely to see people being a little bit more cautious on that one. Evening, Mark. Thank you. Hope you're okay. And evening, everybody else out there. France for the baguettes and the champagne and the snells, whatever else to eat. Sauce. So Dorian out the final corner, DRS open. And P4 for Dorian, 1:31.5. Nicely done from him. Down now, Spreader serving again this week. See him on track, obviously. Maybe watch the PRF1 stream Friday nights with no Spreader. I know that he's in a championship battle on the Fridays with Sergeant Kamarov. Here he comes. It's 1:31.5 as well. He goes P4. 10th ahead, well, less than 10th ahead of his teammate who used a medium tyre, so Racing J looking pretty sharpish. Okay, so there's a validated. Potter's on an outlap. Potter! Validated, it's just an outlap in a way, so it doesn't matter. Keep an eye on him. And concentrate a bit more now on the guys that are further down and in a bit of trouble. So, to mention it, Gaza is now in a drop zone, so definitely will be coming back out on the softs. Slightly wrong through turns 1 and 2. It's one of those tracks that people, well, I think I best saw it described earlier on in the chat as a Marmite track. You either love it or you hate it. But I know it's not massively, but it's not popular at all amongst the drivers. I really don't know why. I know for us as spectators, self-commentating and you guys watching, it tends to be one of the best races of the season for the spectators. You would think it would make it one of the best races of the season for the drivers as well, but apparently not. I love it though, whether it's spectating or driving, I love it. I tend to love it because as a driver, as pretty much every challenge on it that you could ask for, and the only thing I could think is maybe a hairpin is missing. You don't really have a hairpin. The final corner is probably the closest you come to it. That's a 1:34.0 from Potter. That's good, Mark. So you're okay, and watching us when you're working again as well. A few more retirements happening. Dorian retires. Nick Rose retired. Racing J. We feel that they've done enough, and I agree with them. I think anybody under 132 has probably done enough, and Moomin's on a 1:32 in 10th, and I'd be surprised if that wasn't getting through as well. So he is on an outlap though, just to cover it. It's better to cover it off and be sure than get knocked out. So Do you know, I'm saying that. He's on a 32.007, and then I'm looking 2 places down to Whale. He's on a 32.1, and I'm thinking he's not so. So that's meaning he is doing the right thing, and getting back out again. The Guna goes nice and wide, ready to turn back in and really hit the apex. That's the best we've seen that corner taken, in my opinion, so far. There's minimal curve on the inside on the final corner, I think. Probably right. 131.7 from the Guna puts him in P8. Should be through. Down now. So GX rules. He's not actually started to lose lap yet, whereas Gaza has. So let's go to Gaza. So his PB at the moment is a 32.747 that he did on the mediums. He's basically quarter of a second off of safety. So, and he's already 3.5 temps up, 3 sets to 1. I would suggest Gaza doesn't really need to put in the best lap here, just needs to drive a lap on the softs basically. That should see him through. So, tyres. I think that's in the pits. Just looking at the yellow flag disappearing, but that's not Potter, so yeah, that's the retard in the pits. Yeah, calm, collected lap here for Gaza, and I think this will see him through with ease. DRS open, way faster than he was on the mediums, so 31.9, over 7.5 temps faster. Puts him up to P11, but I think time-wise that's comfortable. Move now. Drops Taylor to P16. Taylor is 7 temps up. 3 sector 2. Again, he doesn't need to do anything heroic in the final sector, just needs to finish the lap pretty much. Operator retires from the session, so operator out and Potter out. 2 more to go out. He could be on the verge of losing somebody surprising here. Junkie Emperor's in trouble, in my opinion. He's retired out, he's in P13. I think Junkie's in trouble. Taylor across the line, 31.4 goes up to P4. That puts Oozers into the drop zone, and Oozers is out because he is off track and destroying the Rolex signs. Because you can't afford a Rolex Oozers doesn't mean you've got to destroy their advertising campaign. Whale out the final corner. And that is it actually, so Whale is safe in a way, but he's going to improve up to P5, which would have meant that Junkie Emperor would have been in P15, but OMG It's Rules has finished. And Oozers we saw off track, so can't improve. So we're going to lose Oozers, OMG It's Rules, Operator and Potter from Q1. Certainly OMG It's Rules is a big surprise in the pace that he's shown in his first couple of races with us, so clearly didn't get that clean lap in. Happen, and going on recent form as well, Oozers is a big surprise as well, because on recent form you can get him through Q1 pretty comfortably as he goes through the slalom. We are just waiting for Oozers now. James Adams has gone into the pit lane, so he's been pushed back into the garage. Oozers, as you can see, Garcia will be having words taking out those speed boards just because Carsey's not here. I think Carsey, does it now, if you're watching. You know who's doing it. Him users. So you can see every part of this track now, isn't he? That's cutting the line. That's speeding into the pits. I think we got users for about 5 penalties there. From what we were watching. So, yeah, get those stuck into the stewards after the race. Get them in trouble. So, he's even going to make us wait for him to be pushed into the garage, look. That's a penalty as well, so yeah, we'll... it is now, anyway. So they're happy with that? Yeah, P4. Nicely done at the end. I mean, once you were 7 temps up, 3 sets of 2, so once you're 7 temps, all you had to do was finish the lap, really. You didn't have to... At that point, you didn't need to push. That was going to get you through every day of the week. So, in a way, Sainty through as fastest, but obviously doesn't really mean anything at this moment in time. The top 13 are covered by a second. Don't forget then that James Adams has a 5-place grid penalty, so wherever he qualifies, he will start the race 5 places below. And we lose Oozers, oh my god, it's rules, Operator and Potter from Q1.
No.
Just check the incidents, just in case the stewards need, and not, I can't imagine they will. But they got plenty of footage on Oozers there at the end, loads of penalties for him after the race, I reckon. They'll stick all those into the stewards. Taking out the boards. Probably get a fine from the FIA as well for destroying the advertisement boards, but he was taking out the speed boards as well. Then he crossed the line into the pit lane, sped into the pit lane. Plenty of penalties for users for that one. Oh, and then he didn't retire. He was just waiting for himself to be pushed into the garage instead of retiring, which cost us time this evening. So that is officially now a penalty, so that Uzis gets another one. That's 5 penalties there. Well, 4 penalties and a fine for Uzers, I reckon. He's not getting all hate. I love Uzers. He's just, he lost his head a bit there. He messed his lap up, lost his head a bit. So, anyway, first out on track for Q2 is Junkie Emperor. Lucky boy getting through Q1 in P15. Say, if Oozers had got a proper lap on the board, and if OMG it's rules as well, got a proper lap on the board, you fancy the Junkie Emperor would have been out there. So, speaking ahead to the race, I don't know what the weather's like, if it's going to be dry all the way through. I do like a dry France, I must admit, but it's not a bad race in the wet either. Yeah, I agree, Mark, I agree. That sounds spot on, in my opinion. Comes in, Junkie, start his first lap. Now get some from his POV. Yeah, nicely done through to... Oh, he's invalidated. Really? Right, okay, so who's the alpha? Is Reed. He needs to do the 1 lap in Q1 on the medium tyres. He's back out again on the medium tyre. Ah, it's all dry, thank you, Taylor. And yeah, we back out on the medium tyre again. Oh, he's round, so that'll be back to the pits and back out on a set of softs, I'd imagine. Well, that's Junkie. He's still invalidated. Dorian, I think he's the next in line. So it's this late braking, late turning left-hander. Really troubled the apex at all there, so definitely a bit of time to be found there. Remember, at the start of Q2, most drivers tend to use the scrub set of tyres that they used in Q1 just to set themselves a target time. So 32.3 from Dorian. I'm sure that isn't as good as he managed in Q1, so say almost certainly scrub set. Spreader immediately then a 32.3, a 30.8 from Meatbro. That might be a proper set. The options, Adams heading for the line now. 132.7, puts in P7. He was very early in his lap. Reed did go back into the pits there. Sainty on the back end of the track. So I think in terms of odds, I think you'd be looking at Sainty being a pretty hefty favourite to win this race today. 31.1 puts in P3 at the moment. So that's did use softs in the first volley, so I expect that's on a scrub set. Just into the final corner. Nice open again. 32.3. Razza on his way, he's on the medium tyre, which he did use in Q1. It was a worn medium tyre, so 32.8. Taylor, 32.1, puts himself in the P6. I didn't see what just come up at the bottom of. See that Meat Brawl and Racing J are both retired. They're both in the 130s, so 130.8, 130.9. So, yes, I think they probably are safe. It's hard to know because as soon as the likes of Sainty comes, if Sainty goes in and comes out again, he probably goes ahead of him. And I'd say that Manuel and Moomin could easily do the same as well. So then they might start thinking, oh, you know, Spreader then suddenly does it as well. They could be looking like they're in a bit of trouble. Reed as well. Don't think they will be. I think they'll be fine. But they certainly won't stay 1 and 2 before the end of this. Right, sorry, I don't know where sat watching. Has it? Thank you. Looking good so far this lap. Yeah, not using too much curve, which is correct. don't want to be using the raised parts of the curb at all around here. It's basically the start of the curbs around here is basically flat, and then it sort of raises, gets a bit higher. Not around the whole track, but you saw it there on the left hand side. So this inside bit here, it's the raised part is really close to the edge of the curb, so if you touch that, it just spins you. Even if you do avoid the spin, your lap time's gone. So definitely want to be avoiding that. In a way, chunky out the final corner. Heads to the line then, 130, 1.9. Goes P6 for the moment. Comes back to the pits. Reed is out the track again. And we're going. So 31.0 puts in P3. I don't know if you noticed that, but he took the final corner in 4th. Now, I would suggest that he's doing that deliberately because, well, you would have heard if you could hear him in the interview before, but he's having trouble with shifting up gears. So, obviously, if he takes even the slower corners in 4th, then he doesn't have to shift up as much. So, I guess he's minimising the risk of it by not shifting down so far. Jumping, we've already seen that, so he's on an in lap. Yeah, there ain't really anything else to watch. So, he's there, moving. Going around to start a lap, I think, so we'll stick with him. Hey, Papa. Yeah, it's still there, mate, but it is. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's still there. That's all I can say, really. It's more in my body that I feel ill. But, you know, in the muscles and the, you know, joints and all that, but, it's making me feel very tired as well, but still a little bit snotty. It's, hey-ho. We go on. We must continue. The show must go on. Nope, Moomin's backed out. Show don't go on for Moomin. Backed out. Now you back out, and looking at his, data down the bottom there, his fuel light's not flashing, so I think he can go again. Probably just needs to make a decision if he wants to go again, because he probably won't have time to pit again after. So does he go again, or does he pit for a new set? At the moment, everybody's set a time at the moment is covered by 2 seconds. James OMG hasn't got a time on the board as of yet. Gaza, for example, is the 14th driver, and there's no way that's his fastest time, so that's going to come down before the end of the session. Daguna half a second up. And his PB, that's we already put into a 31.8, which will move him into P7. So I suspect he's going to find a little bit more yet in the final sector. Bit careful there, he wasn't far off invalidating on the right hand side. It is pretty lenient there. Tried to pull over a bit, I think, but it's okay. Still think he will have found some time in his final sector. And across the line, 1:31.3, a second faster, goes P5 for the moment. Out the final corner, 7 tenths up. 1:31.8 puts him into P8. And, on a lap as well, 4.5 tenths up at the moment. So 4.5 tenths up. That's just through sector 1. Old age, yeah. I think that's what it is a little bit though, mate. I think it's, you know, your immune system's, or my body in a way, is struggling to get over it as quickly as it would have when I was younger in a way. My immune system's rubbish anyway. I'm one of those people. I've had winters in the past where I'm one of those people that will have a cold and I'll have it for 2 weeks and then it go, and then within 2 weeks I've picked another one up again. And I'll do that all the way through winter. My immune system's horrendous. There we go. Anyway, that's enough of that. Stop moaning. Dorian, DRS Open then, heads to the line, 1 minute 31.7, goes P8, knocks Gaza to 9, Junkie to 10, that knocks Taylor out of the top 10. Spreader 2/10 up through sector 1. This might be a bit further around actually, he's just gone through the end of sector 2, and he's 6.5 tenths up. Just checking the Gooner there, yeah, he's retired in the pits. Which he would do because he ain't got time to go out again, so the flag should be coming up. So Aaron gets well out of the way. James. Into straight then. Looking good here from James. And it's 1:31.5. That puts him into P7. Puts Gaza into the in trouble spot. Who was on a lap? Spreader, wasn't it? So Spreader over the line, 1:31.1. He goes P5, that knocks Gaza out. James not on a lap. So we've just started one. Wells a bit further round. Oh, James is invalidated. James ONG is invalidated. Looks like he's not going to get a time on the board in Q2. I don't know if he's got time to cross the line. There's no checkered flag yet. He might. Yeah, I think he has actually. He's on the final. He's just about to cross the line. So he's got about 7 or 8 seconds to go. He crosses the line. This is it for Well. He has to pull this lap out here. As Reed goes fastest on a 30.2. It's more like it. In the final corner. Is it good enough? He needs to beat 31.7. 31.5 puts him P8 for the moment. Alright, this is Taylor heading for the line. Let's beat 31.692. Yes, he does. He goes P7. That puts James Adams into trouble. James Adams is on 31.545. That's what Junkie James OMG needs to beat. And Junkie Emperor does do it. He goes into P10. Knocks James Adams out. The irony now, of course, for James OMG, if he makes the top 10, he knocks his teammate out. So 31.514 to beat. No, 32.0 will actually leave James in P15. So all 15 drivers covered by 1.2 seconds in the end. Fantastic, very close. And the actual times to get through, look, super close. P9, Well, 31.510. P11, James Adams, 31.545, so separated by 0.035. The difference between getting through and not. Unfortunate for James Adams, who of course has a grid penalty as well, so he will actually start P16, which will move Moomin, Dorian, Gaza, and James OMG all up a place from where it is. So, and also Oozers, wasn't it? P16, so Oozers will move up to P15 as well. Congratulations, Oozers. Oh, Moomin made a mistake as well, he says. Would have been in Q3 without it. You can get a cup of coffee. Can you make me one as well, please, Moomin? Saves me getting up in the break. That's what we need. We need something that where like Moomin could make me a cup of coffee where he lives and like zap it through to me somehow, teleport it through to me. That would be incredible. Do that for each other. How amazing would that be? Not people. Not teleport people. We don't want that. I don't want people suddenly appearing in my house. It's maybe in the shower or something, you know. Items. That'd be so cool. Who was out first there? Oh dear. I was just making me feel tired, didn't I? That means the Gooner out first for Q3. So you get a mix here. Some drivers will have it. Goes on 2 fresh sets. I'm a grown up, don't have to go to. Who said anything about going to bed? I just asked if you can make me a coffee. I didn't say anything about going to bed. Although I do feel tired enough to, I must admit. I'll tell you what though, Moomin, before you do go to bed, you need to clean your ears out, young man. Right. Predictions then. Who wants to predict? I'll tell you what, give me your top 3. Predictions for top 3. But also, let me know your what you think the poll time is going to be. My poll time, I'm going to say 29.8. And I'm going to go for Sainty pole. Reed second. Meat Bro third, I think. Gooner in a way. I think the Gooner upset the order last week actually, didn't he? He took P3 last week, if I remember rightly. I do so many streams, I can't always remember. And of course, a lot of the drivers do drive in more than one of the league set of streams, so including the Gooner. I think he did take P3 in quality last week. So heading down the first part of this super long straight. So DRS on the first part of the straight, not the second. The second part of the straight still remains a really good overtaking opportunity. Pick up if you get a good exit compared to the driver ahead of you, and you pick up the toe. It's definitely an opportunity. Just look good, to be fair. So I'm not sure who's got 2 available sets and who's got just the 1, so I suspect some of these laps will be on scrub sets and some will be on fresh sets. 31.4 from Daguna, it's a nice start to the session. Meat Brawl immediately at 30.8, Taylor 31.2. High school fine, Saints is on his way to the line. Engage 30.4, Junkie 32.5. Oh, who was that? That was Rated J 30.6. I've actually seen this man, Mamo, through the whole of qualifying. He's obviously been out there putting the times in, that's why he's in Q3, but seen him. 30.5 in away from Mamo, goes P2, just ahead of Racing J. Nope, Reed's invalidated. He's a bit further around the spreader, but he's invalidated. So, Mamo's certainly there, looking like he might be able to break into that top 3 as well. And Racing J has looked... He's looked more like the Racing J from last season in these last sort of... Just the last 2 weeks, I'd say. He's looked a lot faster. There's been a few mistakes mixed in with that pace. So it's just about getting through the races now with the pace, but without the mistakes if you can. 31-1 from Spreader puts in P5 for the moment. And I think that's everybody. Could check. No, Reed came into the pits, so he didn't stay out to do another one. So, yeah, I think everybody on their way into the pits. So, after the first run then, it's advantage to the McLaren of Sainty. Mamo P2, Racing J in 3, Meatbro 4. It's better than in 5. Sailor 6, Guna 7, Well 8. Junkie in 9, and Reed validated his laps, so sure he will set a good time. Sainty Meatbro spread 29.9. You're going, Mark. Yeah, it's looking a bit in a moment like maybe he won't quite get to the 29s, but I'm expecting to. Definitely expecting to. So, Reed is already out on an out lap. We'll go to him. It's going to be a big lap. I guess he's out a bit earlier. So he's out by the time on the board. If he were to make a mistake, he may still have the opportunity to be able to get back in again. I'm not sure. Quite work the maths out for that, but he's half a second off, mate, pretty much, and it's quite a way. I can't imagine he used the scrub set there. I think that would have been a fresh set, because no, hang on, he did use softs in 1 and 2, didn't he? So, no, he might have used the scrub set there, you know. It's definitely one of the tracks, definitely a bit slower from the last game, though, isn't it? I still would expect to see a 29 from one of these guys, but tell you now, if Carson was here, we'd be well into the 29s, I'm sure of it. Nice free turns 1 and 2 from Reed. Then didn't take too much risk on a possible invalidation there. It seemed to play it a bit safe. Nicely on the power. With a right-hander. It's at the DRS. Just double check that that's open, and there it is. Nice. Too bad on the power on the exit there either. Considering the angle he went in wasn't the best, so gone for a good lap here. Graphic shows purple on the track map, but you can't pay any attention to that when somebody's not already got a time on the board. I had a bit of lag there on my screen, so I'm not sure how he took that corner. But nicely into the left then, into the final corner. And wide on the final corner, but how's he managed? What will be his only run? It's a 1:30.5, which puts him P2. So it puts him where he needs to be tonight, I feel. So we'll see what that ends up being after everybody's second runs, but I think he'll be top 5 with that. Let's see. as I said, this is a man who seems to have back to form somewhat. 13 thousandths up. It's 3 sets of 2. Just obviously he wants to try and get up the grid a little bit more, but it's not just about that. It's got to protect from the guys behind him, so anything he can shave off his time would be good. Final corner then, and a much different line to Reed. I think Reed probably would have gone fastest if not for running so wide through the final corner. And he does go third, Racing J. Finds a good amount of time in the final sector, and that has put him P3 just 5 thousandths away from Reed and 1 thousandth ahead of Mamo. Are you not entertained? You're probably right, Martin, to be fair. Oh, Spread's not on the lap there, sorry, thought he was. Got anyone else? That's McLaren. No, that's an out lap as well. Well, we got to go with one of them. I think he's currently in P1. We'll go with him and see if we can get... Junkie Emperor's heading for the line. I don't know if he's on an out lap or not. Yeah, he was on an out lap. Okay. An AlphaTauri across the line. I think it was on an out lap as well. Try to keep an eye on the time, see if anybody's actually improving as they go across. Mamo is heading for the line. Right. So I'm assuming those guys are on out laps, so they've gone on to their hot laps. Cute on his line into the second part of the chicane. Just hurt his exit a little bit, but he's still over 2 tenths up. He's basically halfway to the 29th here. Have to find quite a substantial amount as Meatbro goes fastest, 1:30.338. So Sainty is on target to beat that. And mistakes. Much tighter line from Sainty. Opens it up and hits to the line, and it's 1:30.177. Goes fastest. It's finished. Racing J is finished. Mamo is improving. It's already. We're getting to P3 on the improvement he already has. Can he find any more? The Gooner goes P6 on a 30.8. Mamo headed for the line. Has he found any more? 1:30.361 was it? Gone P3 in a way. Yeah, 1:30.361. He went P3, got ahead of Reed and Racer J. So well done, Mamo. But it is pole position for Sainty. Well done, Sainty, on that one. Meatbro P2, Mamo P3, Reed in 4, Racing J 5, Daguna 6, Spreader in 7, Taylor in 8, Junkie 9, and Whale fills out the top 10, a full 1.5 seconds off pole. But that's tight. That is very, very tight. And that's what we want to see. But we didn't get a 29 then. Surprised me a little bit, I must admit, but still, very good qualifying session. That was tight throughout for the drop zones in the first 2 sessions as well. That was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. That's what we want to see. And my predictions are right. The race will be no different. It's going to be a very tight race. We're going to have battles throughout, I believe, in this one. again is what we want. Any drivers listening, don't forget we do take a break, so please do not ready up until told. As always, I'm going to nip off and get my coffee. I hope you enjoyed qualifying. We're back in just a few minutes for the race, so I'll see you in a moment. Did Spread have a puncture? I have no idea, but he's 3/4 of a second off, so I'm guessing that's what you mean. Hold on a sec. Yeah, indeed. Teammate on pole. If only the other McLaren could get in the top 10 movement 8. I'd be flying then. Anyway, I'm only joking. I'm joking with you. Anyway, guys, so I'm going to nip and get me coffee and take a quick break. Back in a few minutes for the race. See you in a minute. Okay, guys, back with you for what's going to be a superb race. I'm sure. Good night, Dad. You still did alright, Taylor. Starting well. Tough grid. Tough grid. It's plenty of opportunities here as well, mate. So, you know that with the long straights. It's the usual strategy dilemma. You start on the hards. Safety car words come out too early, then all the media drivers go pit to the hards, and it's quite a long pit stop here at France. It's not one of the quick sort of 18-19 seconds ones. It's more of a sort of 23-24 seconds. So you kind of ideally you don't want to be having to take well, yeah, you don't want to be taking an in-race pit stop if everybody else managed to do it on the safety cars. So there's that to cover off. But on the other hand, having commentated here quite a bit recently, actually, in various leagues, it's definitely the case that the hard to medium strategy is the fastest strategy. The game won't agree with that. The game won't tell you that, but I can absolutely promise you it's definitely the fastest strategy. Hey Carsey, thanks for joining, buddy. Yeah, of course, right, you got to study, but heading into the race. James Adams actually did quite well, Carsey. He qualified P11, but unfortunately, I don't know exactly what happened, but he picked up a 5-place grid penalty in Q1. So he's ended up 16th operator rating. So the team is 16 and 18, but it's a long old race. Anything can happen. And as I said a minute ago, there's plenty of opportunities around here in France. So let's have a look at the tyres then. And yeah, I'm really not surprised at that. 17 out of the 19 drivers are starting on the hard tyre. Only 2 drivers to start on the mediums are Junkie Emperor in P9 and Potter in P19. So, yeah, as I say, the hard to medium is definitely the fastest strategy. But if we were to get a sort of a lap, to be quite honest, you know what, it could be a lap 2 safety car. If we get an early safety car in the first 7 laps, the hard starters could be in trouble compared to Junkie and Potter. So, now, I've got to say that out of all the tracks, France is without, in fact, it probably is the lowest safety car possibility of the well, no, actually Monaco is, because safety cars don't come out there, but other than the Monaco glitch, it's probably the lowest chance of a safety car for the season. So therefore there, saying to you, we don't want to be seeing people spinning on formation laps. One of my other leagues has actually made it a thing. If you spin on formation lap now, you have to retire from the formation lap. So, one of my other leagues, I can't remember which league it is actually, I must admit, but one of them has. Oh, you can see ERC actually. I think ERC does that, doesn't he? If you spin on formation lap, you've got to retire. So all the lights on, and away we go. Sainty flies off the line. Not too bad, but look at Racing J. He's always been a great starter, Racing J. And it's the usual sort of melee into turns 1 and 2. It's always like this. It's tight first 2 corners. Oh, there's a contact further back. Ferrari ends up off track. It's Gazzy who's ended up off track. Will depend somewhat on if there's any damage to his car, how well damaging that is to his race. First looks, I think he's okay. I can't see any obvious signs of damage. I mean, obviously there could be underbody damage or anything like that we can't see, but there certainly doesn't seem to be any signs of front wing damage. There is always a chance of that happening in turn 1 and 2 around here, guys. It's in fact, the whole of Sector 1's a bit of a nightmare, let's be honest. So, it's Mamo coming back at Master Spread. Side by side through the flat out right-hander. Still side by side into this beautiful right-hander. And I think Spread's going to have to give this one up, you know. No, he doesn't. And, oh, who's that? That's Racing J. After that flying start, he's had a spin. That's what I said earlier on, was it? You know, I won't bang on about it, but that is what I said earlier on. He just... His pace these last few weeks has been incredible, but he's just been making those little mistakes. As Whale makes a mistake on the final corner there, and he drops down to P15. So it's definitely a first lap of mistakes here. It's Reed and the Gooner there in a little battle. Reed's coming out on top in that one. And now Rules is dropping down. Careful with your rejoining, Rules. I think it looked to me like he noticed last moment, but that might have been a bit of a heart in mouth moment for Gaza there for a little bit. Anyway, to the leaders then. So Sainty, he still got off the line very well, and Meat Brawlers followed him. Just a 4 attempt to separate them. I have to say, if I'm Meat Brawl in this scenario, I'm probably not in any particular rush to get by. We'll probably look at following Sainty and using the DRS off of him. Having said that, he does have Reed not so far behind. He won't be too keen on Reed getting within the 1 second. At the moment, the Gooner doing a fantastic job, absolutely staying with Reed at the moment. And that, unfortunately, yellow flag, I think his operator. It is, it's just been off at that left-hander, that one that I said in qualifying about not touching. Having said that, oh no, he's not lost an end plate. I thought he'd lost an end plate. But it's almost like it wasn't there and then reappeared again, but probably just my eyes. So it's just nipped down actually. Uzu's has had a really nice start. He's up to P11, so he's up 4 places. Qualified P16, but due to the 5 place grid penalty for James Adams, he started 15th, but that is James Adams getting through for P11, and he's just on the outside now of the top 10. Darcy will be cheering him on in his place this evening. Darcy will be just saying, guys, get both cars home and take as many points as we can tonight. I think that's Alpine's plan tonight. That's what it's got to be, hasn't it? Just get both cars home to make sure we score points. This is Mamo on the back of Junkie Emperor, another one who's had a decent start. Let's just have a quick look at the position changes. So not much going on in the top lot. But, James OMG up 4 places. James Adams now up 5 places. Potter is up 5 places. Actually, benefiting from spins of others as well down there, of course. Sainty at this point sets fastest lap. That will come down considerably before the end. Operators first to pick up a penalty. Well, there, getting past Potter into turn 1. Just head back up now. Watch these front guys, but I don't think we're going to see much going on because, I doubt very much that Meatball's going to be too bothered about getting past Sainty too early. I mean, if the opportunity arises like it nearly does there, then fair enough. But now I think he'd just be concentrating on staying on the back of the McLaren. Reed and Gooner just falling back a bit from this. They're 2.3 behind now. They are very much in the same battle. Fair play to Gooner, very much staying on the back of Reed at the moment. Spreader about 2 seconds behind them, and he's got Taylor on the back of him, and Junkie Emperor, and Mamo. So I don't think, guys, quite honestly, that much is going to happen here. Let's just look at the DRS down to turn 1. Oh, no, he doesn't. Sorry, got a bit of lag on my screen then. It looked like Sainty got out of shape coming out of the final corner, but he didn't. Just lag. Well, actually sets fastest lap, but yeah, we run out of that. So let's come down to where we've got a bit more of a chance of seeing something. Usually when I do that and I move off of someone, an overtake occurs. So that's we will probably get the lead in the long straight now. Since he actually pulls away slightly on the straights, now he's losing, but I think they're reaching the chicane. So here's Mamo to the inside of Junkie Emperor. Nicely done by the two drivers. Mamo fairly alongside. Junkie leaves room, and Mamo makes the corner and completes the move. Very nice overtake, clean. Brilliant, brilliant racing from the pair of them. That's what we like to see. So just wonder, we got, don't forget Junkie started on the mediums, so he'll be pitting out of this, I think around about lap 11, lap 12, somewhere in that region. So a little way to go yet, of course. Still in that gap where if a safety car did occur, it'd be a bit early for the guys on highs to be pitting, really. I do know the race is going to remain dry. So it is a dry race. So on board and get a feel of what this is like around here. Not easy. Well, it's not easy at any track driving in the dirty air of the car ahead, but certain corners this is quite a difficult one to follow through. That's why the car in front always seems to just edge away through there, which of course in turn makes it difficult to overtake even with the DRS because they get that little bit of extra room. So here's somebody, that's Mamo up the inside. Did he make that corner or did he jump it? It looked like he made it to me. So only he knows. Would have got a warning if he jumped the corner. So it did look to me like he just about made it. So, what's going on here? So this is all happening again further down. So we've got Oozers down in P12, Whale here on the back of Oozers, Dorian right on the back of Whale. Gaza, by the way, after that spin right at the start, is back to P15 and catching these guys pretty quickly. So, to say, to notice that there was no damage on Gaza's car because he got hit by one car and then sort of got pushed into another. So I thought he might have had some sort of damage. He may have body damage on the car, but wing-wise, he was okay. So that means Whale round the outside of Oozers at turn 1. Nicely done from the pair of the owners. Thank goodness for that car. See, no tears in admin tonight so far. We're okay. Oozers is now in a Williams sandwich. What would you have on Oozers if you had him in a sandwich? I'd have ketchup, I think. Oozers with ketchup. It's possibly the weirdest question I've ever asked myself. Oh, Reedy, what's happened? What's happened to Reed? Looks like it was at the chicane in the middle of the long straight. It's dropped into P9. He's back on track. Back going. Can't see any obvious signs of damage on the car, so I think it was a spin rather than a contact. With the Gooner, we're close. The Gooner is now 5 seconds off. Could have been put off by the spin, of course. I don't know. It potentially could have been a contact, but probably won't know till after the race now. Reed immediately looking back at Moomin here. He's up to P8. And this is what McLaren have got to do. He's got Sainty leading the race in a way. Sainty looks pretty much nailed on for at least P2 today, at the very least. As Reed. Oh, he doesn't really make that, does he? Should give that position back. So, I won't particularly care because he's going to get DRS, of course. And Moon's using his energy there, just DRS do the work of save your energy. Now you find that later in the race you need it to make up a place or two or defend behind. Ultimately, if Reed's gone, you know, if I'm on track and Reed's gone past me, if someone like Reed or Carsey or Sainty, you know, any of those top guys go past me on track, then if I've got any chance of holding into their DRS, then I'll do it, because it's just a way of charging energy. And the likelihood is that if you get dragged along by them, they will just drag you along to the next car up the road. So definitely using as an energy charger personally. So Rules and Racing J are having a battle side by side, coming up to the end of the lap. That's the final corner. It looks like Racing J's got that one. Back to P17. Long way to get through the field for Racing J, but so he's certainly showing pace at the moment that he could do that. The front two again, still very close. I think Mamo's gotten very close to Spreader here. This is for P4. Looks like he's got it before they've reached the braking zone, to me. And he makes the corner easy. That's another perfect example of an overtake from Mamo. And same in terms of from Spreader, how to defend as well and not be too aggressive. Just put it aside. He stuck with it. Effectively, when you're defending like that, what you're doing is you're picking a line that you want to take, and you're saying to the other guy, well, if you can make the move, you can make the corner and make it stick, then fair enough. And in that case, Mamo did. It's happened again this week, you know. The two James have ended up next to each other on track. I don't know. It's every single week they seem to be next to each other on track. I don't know what's going on here. Should get a third James. I think we need another James. Get a third one. And see if it happens. See if we get three of them all stuck together on track. Oh, Gaz. Oh, has Gaz ended up round again? Where is he? I can't find him. He went ahead of Oozers for a minute, so I think him and Oozers may have had contact. He's trying to get himself back to track. Whether that was a contact or whether he's caught the curb wrong, I don't know. But he's definitely on track with Oozers at the time. Oozers is just up the road. Well, Oozers has lost places as well, which would suggest to me that it's been a contact. Oh, up to the front. Mick Brill gets past Sainty. Sainty looks to come back at him. It can't. In the early doors yet. Well, they're basically identical on energy. On that lap, sets fastest lap, which you kind of expect. People driving very, very well. That's Sainty by far. Spreader, since Mamo got past, Spreader's absolutely stayed with him, and they have caught the back of the Gooner. He's had a glorious start to this race, and is absolutely, rightfully running in P3 at the moment. I don't know if something occurred between him and Reed earlier on in the race, but oh no, the Gooner, don't do that! As oh my goodness, what? Where is he? There he is. Oh, I thought I'd done the old comment. I thought he was about to end up in a wall with the commentator's curse. Then let's go to Reed. Here he comes, past Junkie Emperor. No, Sainty back past Meat Brawl as well. Sorry, let's go to them. Roll has a look back. almost identical to the last lap, but with the position swaps around there. For whatever reason, they seem to be getting the moves done on each other on the second part of the straight rather than the first. What a comparison it is for these guys at the front, how much energy they've got compared to the guys further back, and I've got to wonder how important that is. Superb. And they're both managing their energy superbly, but at the same time, still having a fantastic race as well, and able to battle with people without using too much of it. Junkie. So battle with people, I do of course mean each other. Yeah, he is Carsey. What a race he's having. So this goes as well. It's the latest to pick up a penalty. Expect we'll see a few more before the end of the race. Quite an easy track to pick up pens, to be fair. So we got a first pitter. Our first pitter is Potter. I can't resist that. Our first pitter is Potter in the Aston Martin, who has gone to the hard side. Started on the mediums, of course. Only him and Junkie Emperor started on the mediums at the whole grid. So presumably, Junkie will be in the end of this lap. He's 12 laps. He's about right. It's 11 or 12 laps. I said that earlier, and wouldn't it be just about right for me if the two mediums guys, after I said that earlier, both pit on lap 11 and lap 12 for me? That would be just splendid, please, Junkie. Don't mind. Just to prove Hilly's knowledge, please. Oh my goodness, what's going on? Wow. Well, neither driver entered the pit correctly. Junkie's was a bit more orthodox, but he did actually cut the white lines, so I think both those entries may be looked at. I'm not sure what happened to Reed, but he ended up all wide out there. I'm not sure why he ended up out there like that. So, off they go in a way as Oozers nips past them. And anyway, let's get back up to our leaders, who are back at it again by the looks of it. Oozers picks up a pen. Nearly a disaster in the pit lane. Look forward to either of them submitting that one, because I think they could both end up with a penalty, quite honestly. They get looked at in a way. Let's record the stream. So back to how we were for most of the start of the race. So 70 leading Meatball P2. Mamo is driving a mammoth race in P3. He's pulled away from Spreader to the tune of 1.8 seconds at the moment. Spreader still under pressure from Dagooner, who's also driving absolutely brilliantly, by the way. Fair play to you, Dagooner. It's that little mistake that we saw. Other than that, he's been brilliant. Meatball's got a run here. Definitely come out the corner quicker, and he's picked up the toe quickly. Not using any energy, which you'd expect. James Adams was the latest now to pick up a penalty. Reed has gotten past Junkie and Oozers. Junkie is now on the back of Oozers. I'm going to move to that because that looks like a real opportunity for an overtake here. Actually, Oozers would have been quite happy to try and help his teammate, I guess, get past Junkie. Here we go. Not a lot Oozers could do about this. It's going to be done way before we reach the corner. There it is. You can move back to the racing line. And that's P15 for Junkie, but of course he has pitted. Everybody else yet to pit, apart from Reed and Potter. And this is our first hard tyre drivers pitting, really. Well, Reed was technically the first one, but Meatborough and Mamo both pit the same lap. So Meatborough presumably is going to look to undercut Sainty here. Coming out on the fresh mediums, but look at this, he's got drivers coming up to him. Enough, not getting right onto the back of him. He should get enough temperature in these mediums quickly enough that he doesn't get caught by them. But bear in mind, as Moomin picks up 3 seconds, they are of course on very much worn hards at the moment, so it shouldn't take too long. Pitter is Potter, Potter is Pitter. Oh, I had fun with that one. That made me giggle. Our first pitter is Potter. Break to 3 seconds. So we're looking at this because this is ultimately going to decide who leads going into the second half of this. Sainty reaches the pits. Meatborough, you can see him set to 3. It is a long pit lane. Judging by where he is, I think Meatborough's going to go past. Love to see that car drift into the pits. He does, but again, that's another driver cutting the white line on pit entry. Can't believe I'm seeing people do this. Really standard, you just don't do that in league races. And there, we've just gone past Sainty. There he is, exiting the pits behind us. So Meatborough gets the undercut. And that is a substantial undercut because Sainty needs to get the tyres up to temperature. He's going to drop more time yet. I would be surprised if it doesn't go over 2 seconds before he's actually got the tyres up to temperature. Well, there you are, it just has. So lots of pit stops going on now. Racing J in, Rules is in, Doria and Operator all in. Potter's seeing the advantage of pitting now, and he's at the P16. So 70 up to temperature now, you can tell that the gap's back to 1.7 basically. And we've got a battle then. We've got to have a battle somewhere with Oozers and Moomin. Oozers haven't pitted yet. Let's just go back to tyres. Sorry, I didn't even realise I'd left it on the position change. So still to pit then. We got Daguna, Oozers and Gaza are the drivers still to pit. Daguna is in now, so Meatborough's going to take the lead of the race, followed by Sainty. Where will Daguna come out? I think Mamo's definitely jumped him. Oh, sorry, no, he's not jumped him. Mamo was already ahead, wasn't he? Spreader is already ahead as well, so Spreader's going to go through. But what about, I think Reed does as well. So again, Reed recovering brilliantly. It's just Reed needs to cut out the requirement to recover. But in all fairness, he did tell us in plenty of advance that he's having this problem with his upshifts. So in all fairness, he's doing an absolute grand job, isn't he? So what's happening down here? I saw something. I've lost it again. There it is. Games on the back of Oozers. Should be a straightforward overtake. Oozers has absolutely no life left in his hard tyres. Oh, he's got a bit of life. He's got a... That looked like a friendly admin. I'll get out of your way, James. Fellow admin. Either that or he saw that Well was behind him. He wanted to hold Well up. It was one or the other. Does he get out of Wells' way? Absolutely not, look. You know who his favourite is. Clearly James is his favourite. I'm not getting out of your way, Val. But, ooh. Right, well, I have to try and force him off track. Oh, brilliant. Sainty sets fastest lap of the race and is already... What was that? Sorry, that was Taylor. Getting ahead of Reed. P5. Well done, Taylor. I had to come up. Sorry, Sainty was having a go at Meat Bro there. He's caught right onto the back of him again. So now Sainty's on the back again. He's got... It sounds ridiculous to say, but he's got the ever so slight tyre advantage. Just the 1 lap advantage. I'm not sure exactly what that equates to on a set of mediums, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's not far off a tenth of a second. So, Sainty ran the outside. Appears to me to leave a lot of room on the inside there, but no contact, so I guess it was okay. It's the third time we've basically seen that, isn't it? As Reed picks up a penalty. Superb battle from these two throughout the race. Bro just gets out of shape on the exit of the left-hander. Enables Sainty to get away slightly. Bit of breathing. Ooh, my accent makes it funnier. Our first pitter is Potter. This is a proper Bristolian accent. Our first pitter is Potter. Mounts our hours a little bit down in Bristol, we do. Not that I'm in Bristol, I'm in Devon, but there we go. Same thing. Doesn't look like something's going to happen there, so I didn't actually mean to press the button then, but yeah, I'm going to press the button now because I want to come down to Reed, who just heading on to the straight on the back of Taylor, pretty close. Close enough, I'd say, if he picks up the toe. To the inside. It's pretty much straightforward. Not really anything Taylor could do to defend that. He could move to the inside and make Reed go around the outside, but ultimately Reed's still going to want to take that position. I think he's better off staying on the outside. He's coming back in a way, look. Here, Taylor. And a quick, flat out right-hander, and then a quick right-hander, and Reed moves to the inside for this one and gets it back again. Brilliant racing from the pair of them. Didn't see any contacts in there. If there was, it was a tiny little kiss, but I didn't see anything. Taylor does want to battle this. He's not... he's having a good race here, Taylor. He's P6 on track, but he's got... The guys either side of him have both got penalties. So that's why he wants to battle Reed, because he don't want to allow Reed to just disappear. If he could keep him close, keep him within DRS... then obviously he can look to take that P5 off of Reed through the penalty, as long as he remains penalty free himself. Stands right now, different. Only 2 teams have got both their drivers in the top 10, and that is McLaren currently running P1 and P8. And Haas, who are running P9 and P10. So only the 2 teams. Oh, Taylor, you haven't. Taylor's ended up round. What's that? That's... On the fast right-hander, so was there a contact? I can't see him spinning out there without a contact. It seems that would be very strange, but oh, what a shame. But still got plenty to battle for. He's still got 3 drivers ahead, directly ahead of him now, who've all got penalties, so still have a good day. Code Sailor keeps going. Not reaching the late stages of this race now, though. Still don't know who's going to win. Sainty looks favourite at the moment, but Meatball just won't go away, will he? We're close enough. I'm going to nip down well, very much close enough to Junkie Emperor. Of course, is on the hard tyre. So he now splits the 2 Haas. And Laguna gets past Reed. Remember, Reed did pit early, didn't he? So get some sort of undercut on other drivers, and so yeah, as we reach the later stages of this race, Reed's tyres may begin to hurt a little bit. I don't mean to the sort of, I don't think they're going to hurt to the point of picking up a puncture or anything like that, but presumably they will hurt a bit. Anyway, sorry, back down to Whale, who, remember, is doing very well in the title race. He's third at the moment. Oh no, we've got something else. It's Jay. Not quite sure what's happened there. Racing. Let me work out where they are. Right, so we start the lap. Yeah, maybe a contact because Junkie's lost places as well. Well, I feel like maybe there will be some reports for the stewards after this one. But all in all, it's been a very good race. Plenty of overtaking. But, I think Reed's made a mistake. Just back off and let others through. I don't know if he's got damage. Doesn't seem to have front wing damage. So we've got another yellow flag. And that was Mamo. Yeah, it's definitely Mamo. He's lost 4 seconds. Well, 5 seconds pretty much to the guys ahead. So, but whatever happened to him, he's back going. Plenty of time before Spreader can catch him. So, as Reed is into the pits, looks like a speed in, and I think he might be going to retire the car. He does. Yeah, Reed needs to make sure you got the clip of the damage or screenshot or whatever, unless you're retiring for your upshift problem. Shame. I suppose he did just get to the end, so close to the end. Just do it. Taylor getting a load of oversteer there. It's going in the right direction. Whale making his move on James. Oh, they have a bit of contact. Wow. James actually did really well not to lose it there. It looked for all the world like he was going to end up spinning round, but he managed to keep it going. He did lose the place to James Adams, but at least he didn't spin and lose multiple places. Maybe a little conversation between the two admins, owner and admin. I don't know, first look on it, it did look to me like, well, left enough room, but it's one of those. I wouldn't, just on what I've seen so far, if I was a steward, I wouldn't make a decision on that. I'd want POVs from both drivers, to be honest. So, alright. Continue on to lap 24. 4 laps remaining. James Adams here. He's on the back of Wales. He's got 1 lap fresher tyres. So not a massive tyre advantage, but a tiny one. Every little helps. So, oh, sorry, I've got to go to Meatbro, who's right on the back of Sainty once more. Stick with the pit cam. So, these guys look absolutely set to battle to the end. And I think, regardless of who crosses the line first, I think they've had a great battle and probably enjoyed it, both of them, I'd imagine. Comes Meatbro to the inside of the chicane. Should get a better exit here. He definitely had a better line on the exit of the corner. Really, you see, they both now at this point of the race they have used their energy. So, oh, that could have been dirty air that just did that to Meatbro and just made him have a little wobble. Still keeping an eye further down. James Adams is very much still on the back of Wales. Just debating whether to bring up the penalties or let it. I think we should let it be a surprise today, to be honest, because we got the 5 drivers there all close together, and then we got 4 right at the back that are all close together, that are all next to each other, like with penalties. So. Look like Meatball's close enough. It's going to have to be the final lap. So, just want to have a look at James. Oh, that's James Owen G's picked up the penalty there. Taylor had an issue there, I think. Trip down 12th. On the wrong James, which James? There we go. Okay, close enough. And with the RS, he's done a good job for Carsey today. This James, we'll see what happens with regards to penalties, where they are. It's he's done a good job in Carsey's absence. As a reserve as well, he's driving on track split between an owner and an admin, and he's driving exemplary, so I don't think there's going to be any arguments about this guy taking a seat when one's as soon as one's available, pretty much. Shown every race he's done, he's shown his ability to race with people, so very impressed with James Adams. Saying that I'm very impressed with him makes me think who my driver of the day is going to be, and quite honestly, I give it to either of these guys. Oh, that gap's going to close. You're never alongside there, Meat Bro. They have a tangle. Finally, they have a tangle on the final lap. That's the last throw of the dice, pretty much, from Meat Bro. But, yeah, I'm afraid on that occasion he wasn't alongside. There's no ifs or buts about that. He wasn't close enough. So. But yeah, I think I'm going to use that as an excuse because they two just had a little tangle at the end. I'm going to give driver the day to Mamo. I think that's my excuse. But no, Mamo's had an absolutely awesome race as well. So he's had an awesome race, and so have both of these guys. I think they absolutely. Oh, Saintly gets a little bit out of shape on the exit of the final corner. I don't think it's going to be enough, but celebrates a little bit in front of me, bro. But well done to you two. You've had a superb race. I hope you don't let the little contacts at the end ruin that. Stay respectful and that. But Mamo crosses the line, takes my driver of the day, and I will let the drivers decide out of Sainty and Meat Bro and one other. So Sainty, Meat Bro. Not sure I've really got a choice because we've got a whole load of penalties then. Can't really give it to any of the further down guys, so I think it's got to be Sainty, Meat Bro and Master Spread for the drivers' vote. So, Mamo is my driver of the day and we'll get an extra point for that. So do the countdown then. So sorry, we've got so Sainty P1 wins in France, Meat Bro P2, Mamo fills the podium P3, Spreader 4, Moomin 5, Whale up to 6 in the end. Well done, Whale. James Adams sticks for P7, so well done. He's done a grand job in your absence, car seat. 8th for the Gooner, Junkie Emperor P9, Racing JP 10, Taylor in 11. James OMG in 12, Dorian 13, It's Rules in 14, Gaza 15, already left the session, Potter in 16, Operator 17, Oozers is just doing what Oozers does in P18 and not finishing the race properly. But he will cross the line. Let's get these guys in then, let's invite them. So. Sainty. Oh. It's just try to press it. Right. Yeah, he gives driver of the day to James Adams, my driver of the day. So I already said Mamo. And celebrations that we. Oh, he's PC, so I can't get him in. Oh well, alright then. No worries. Quickly stroll through. Rest of Rets or any incidents, just scroll through them. Yeah, I haven't got, don't think I've got Meat Bro either, have I? No. Oh well. Okay, well, Sainty, it looks like it's just you and me. Have you included your audio, buddy?
I have.
Yeah, excellent, thank you. Well, congratulations on your win. That was hard fought throughout, by the looks of it. You did really well to come back after the pit stop to make up the time that you lost on the undercut. Yeah, talk us through it, mate. But that was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it was quite an interesting race. Qualifying. The last one I just got pole, so I was pretty happy with that. Yeah, the hards, they started to overheat quite a lot, even though I was running minimum tire pressure. So it was like I didn't do much with the hards. I was kind of just sitting and kind of just keeping my pace. trying to keep the temps down as much as possible.
Yeah,
And then I was actually planning on pitting lap 16, but
yeah,
I had to cover obviously the Mercedes guy, so I had to cover him off.
yeah,
But obviously got the undercut on me, so I had to kind of burn a lot of ERS to catch up. But got the move around the outside. I was pretty happy with, because I knew once I got ahead of him, I could just keep that night gap quite nicely. I knew I had space to keep him behind, and then yeah, I kind of not I wouldn't say desperate, but kind of a last hopes move on me. I mean, we'll see.
yeah.
The gap wasn't there in my eyes.
We were on board, and yeah, no, I think he wasn't really ever alongside at the end there to make a move, but it's one of those. If he feels that he was far enough alongside, he can submit it, but I don't think he was. But there we go. But no, all in all, you both battled throughout, and all in all, it in the vast majority of the race, it was clean and it was a really good battle between the two of you. So it's certainly a pleasure to watch it, um, and everything else that was going on through the field because it was action packed throughout the race. So yeah, but I hope you enjoyed it, and congratulations again, mate, for P1. But as I said a moment ago, I have given driver of the day this week is going to Mamo on a monumental P3, absolutely superb drive. So fair play to him. And the driver of the day will be voted, and that will be between Sainty, Meat Burrow, and Master Spread for that one. So we'll see who wins that once all the drivers have voted.
I think we might actually take the constructors as well after that result.
Yeah, first and fifth. One of the Alpines finished in seventh, so I'm not sure. It's probably pretty tight. Um, you were quite a lot of points
Yeah.
behind, so
It's getting close though.
yeah, it's definitely getting close.
Yeah.
Definitely getting close. So yeah, it's going to go to the. I imagine it's going to go to the wire, that one. But yeah, that's good. That's good. Makes it good for us watching anyway. Okay, well, shame we couldn't get the others in. Mamo is on PC, so I couldn't get him in, and Meat Bro didn't join, so there we go. But anyway, thanks to everybody that's watched live with me, and thanks to everybody that watches at a later point. Just going to quickly find out, Sainty, what track it is next week.
Yeah, I can tell you.
Okay, yeah, if you know.
It's Monaco.
Oh, really?
Is it Monaco? No, so that's Singapore, sorry.
Singapore.
Oh, yeah,
Singapore, yeah. I love Singapore. Absolutely love the track. So,
Good.
Yeah.
Be interesting if it's wet.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. It's always a good race, whether it's wet or dry, though. And if my memory serves me right, you're pretty good around there.
But we'll see, we'll see.
We'll see. Not going to give anything away. All right then. Okay. Well, there we go. That's another week done. So thank you very much, guys. As always, stay safe through the rest of the week. I will be back on Friday for PRF1 at 8:30. So come and join me for that as we get towards the end of the season between Master Spread and Sergeant Cameron for the title. And I will see you then. Good night. God bless. See you soon.
I want to jump in with Rick in that, so I'll speak to you later, Hilly.
All right, mate. See you later.